Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I heard that y'all are jamming.
Yeah, we're jamming. We're full of jams today.
Love
Um,
it.
and I'll pull you up on screen. And once I get you up here, go. And add. No, that was the wrong Discord. Uh, Here we go. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna do this. There we go. Nailed it. All right. Cam, hello. From Progressive Victory. Do you want to introduce yourself? Name, pronouns, all that stuff?
Yeah, hey, I'm Cam. I use they them pronouns and I'm the engagement director for Progressive Victory.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you here. And this is not the first time we've had you on. I think you've come on twice before? That sounds right.
That does sound right. Let's stick with twice. Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, no problem. So one of the things we've been working together on has been this contraceptive campaign, which, like, I know that a lot of people when we initially start talking about it are like, what are you even talking about? What is a contraception campaign and why do we need it? Could you maybe like go into that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like for a long time we have seen the eroding of reproductive rights and they didn't just stop with Roe. And their next step, and what they've already started acting on, is attacking our rights to contraceptives, our rights to birth control, to just any sort of control over um, bodies of birthing people. Just, it's truly, it's scary. Honestly, it's scary.
Hmm.
And we're seeing them, we're seeing Republicans, we're seeing the GOP act on this and move on this in ways that, you know, um, they're trying to fly under the radar. They're trying to, slip this by people. And we need to really take a minute and, with the power that we have and with the knowledge that we have, spread that knowledge and act on that. And, we have a voice and we can use that. And it's very powerful. So, I'm so excited to see that we have been engaging so many new people that haven't heard of what's going on with contraceptives, what's happening with that. It's so great that so many people are starting there and ending with, "Oh my goodness, really? They're on that now?"
Hmm.
Classic.
Yeah, it seems like it kind of came out of nowhere, but like it really does stem from kind of the overturning of Roe and that leaving kind of a bunch of other rights on the table for potential overturn. And I I I was wondering what like what are kind of the tactics that you think are proving to be kind of effective at like just kind of either letting people know that this is a problem in the first place or um, getting people involved in this?
Yeah. I think that um, first and foremost, it has been so amazing to see the work that you and that other streamers have done in engaging your audiences and informing people of this issue and really meeting people where they're at and disseminating that information in a form that, we're all familiar with and comfortable with engaging with. Um, and then, steps that we can take, actions that we can take. I think that a lot of us don't realize how much power we hold. I think, it's easy to look at the situation and to feel like I'm just one drop in the bucket. What can I do? I'm just one person. But the same way that we're seeing this igniting of, you know, the fight for labor rights and unionization, the same way, if we come together as a collective, if we come together and organize, we can make an impact. And I don't know if people really consider that when you're on a live stream and you're looking at how many, hundreds and thousands of people are watching along with you. You are a collective, you are a community, and you have the power that communities hold to go forward and to make your voice as a collective known. And there's all sorts of different ways that you can get involved. Something that I'm here to talk to y'all about tonight is we are doing a letter writing campaign. We are just filling the inboxes of officials, congresspeople, and just letting people know like where we stand on this. That we're not going to just sit back and let people remove these rights. Um, so if you're interested, I would love if everyone could go to progress.win/letters with an S. And you can go ahead and send a letter to your representative telling them, hey, that's not okay. I'm not cool with that. Um, and it really is amazing to see what we can all do as a group when we come together and take these actions.
Yeah. And so and this is just like a question I think a lot of people might have. Like when we come together and we send in these letters, like what effect does that actually have? Like cuz some people just are like, "Oh, I'm going to write a letter and they're just going to throw it in the trash." You know? So some people feel that way about that. Is that how that works, or is that impact felt like more widely than people assume?
No, that impact is felt. So I think that it is easy to assume that, oh, I'm going to write a letter. It's not going to even make it on their desk. It's going to end in the trash or whatever. But truly, representatives, the good ones, they're looking to hear what their constituents feel about an issue. They're looking to see what is going to cause issues if they side with one or another. What's going to, I'm thinking about reelection. I'm thinking about, securing this seat, and if you make enough of a fuss, they will listen. And just recently, this was actually something that happened in my home state, Louisiana. We had several Republican state lawmakers who voted against. There was, of course, several bills trying to put restrictions on trans healthcare, specifically one trying to ban trans healthcare for youth. And unfortunately, it did pass, but there were several Republicans who came out and they had just gotten letters and testimonies and stories from their constituents. They had been given this data time and time again and actually looked at it and said, "Wait a minute, why are we legislating this? This isn't our place." And voted against it. So I think that, there is a power in this, and it's working. So like I would say, don't feel like your voice doesn't mean anything or like your voice is going to end up in the trash, because your voice matters. Your voice is powerful, and our voice as a collective can't be ignored.
Absolutely. Like I think especially there's been kind of this concerted effort, maybe even like from both sides of the aisle a bit to let people feel like they don't have as much power as they actually do, because ultimately that can make a politician's job a bit easier. When you don't have to deal with a bunch of letters, when you don't have to deal with organized political groups making demands. And so I think part of what you and I are here today talking about is just reminding people that they have way more power than they are given credit for, both by themselves, like the credit you give yourself, and the credit that, a lot of our societal messaging kind of instills in us. And yeah, like we're seeing a couple of people in chat. Storma says, "Sadly, the last 3 times I contacted my House rep, he blew me off. So he doesn't want to hear from me. All he wants to hear from are GOP yes men." But the thing is, if we get enough people to write those letters, more and more people, it becomes harder and harder for them to write it off, to blow them off. You can blow off a single piece of paper from a desk, but you can't blow off like 100 pieces of paper from a desk. That's a lot harder. You know, I don't know if that
Yeah.
analogy holds, but
Yeah,
uh, yeah,
we have the power to fill their trash bin so much that it starts to overflow onto their desk and they literally can't ignore it.
yeah,
We can
exactly.
just, if we all as a collective come together, we can't be ignored. And, beyond just the letter writing campaign, which is just one, really easy way that, like, in just a couple clicks, it's really simple, y'all. Like, I've done it. You just put in like two or three pieces of information. It's already formatted and ready to go. You click send, it's done. You don't need postage. You don't need this, that, or the other. So that's just one, step that we can take. But there are other ways that we can multiply our impact. So, beyond just being informed, beyond just voting, something that Progressive Victory does a lot of is phone banking. And, I love to talk about this example because I think it really just illustrates the impact that we can have. But earlier this year, there was a runoff oh, not a runoff, sorry. It was a special election to fill a state Senate seat in Virginia. And so while the Virginia State Senate was controlled by Democrats, there was a pro-life Democrat, and so the pro-life versus pro-choice that was up in the air and was going to be decided by this race. And this is happening in January. This is happening like any time to mobilize around. This is happening over the holidays. It's right after the midterm, so a lot of people are like, "Cool, I did my thing. I'm done. Goodbye. Like I'll see you in 2 years." So really like a difficult time to get people engaged and motivated. But Progressive Victory came together and we put on like a week of phone banks and we made with just I think it was about 50 volunteers. We made 80,000 dials and
Oh wow.
we positively identified 1,100 voters. So we found 1,100 supporters, told them where their polling location was, told them when they could vote, got them that information, made a plan with them. Um, and the margin came down to about 400 votes that secured the Democrats' win. So truly, like, we have the power to sway these elections to make an impact way greater than us as individuals. Um, and it's just there's so many different opportunities like this.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
absolutely. And like another thing, so we've done a few really great segments on my channel about uh, how the GOP is kind of like approaching introducing contraception as an issue to kind of mainstream Republican voters. And it seems like one of the methods that they're using is trying to talk about how, oh, actually, birth control is secretly very, very dangerous, and it's been very, very dangerous. And, well, we're not saying we want to take away contraception, but, it's just very dangerous, and maybe someone should do something about that. Like that type of messaging. We yesterday we covered a Sydney Watson video. She's a host on The Blaze and former co-host of Elijah Schaffer, who's a white nationalist, and she had a 30-minute long video talking about how she was very much pro contraception choice, but she just really wanted to talk about how dangerous contraception was. It very, very weird because they know that it's not popular. They know that like 90% of people, like both on both sides of the aisle, support contraception rights. And so
yeah,
what's interesting is kind of seeing this flood of propaganda, because it's also something I've seen not just from Sydney Watson but also from Turning Point USA. They Turning Point USA put out like an article not that long ago, I think just a couple weeks ago, about how a National Geographic post was backfiring because National Geographic had a post on educating on contraception, and and a bunch of conservatives were talking about how dangerous it was. We're not saying it. It's the
right.
Republican base saying how dangerous it is. And so one of the things that we've been pushing people towards is helping research issues related to contraception. Can you talk a little bit about how kind of that works with Progressive Victory?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I've seen the link a few times in your chat, but you can join our team. We basically have just a group of people doing their own little research stream, finding these different pushes, these different messaging and rhetoric that's coming out, so we can stay on top of what the tactic is, what there is being pushed, and like you said, it's always the same. It's always, "I'm just asking questions. I'm just, we're just I just wanna say, like, you do you, but I think it's a little dangerous," and, but we know that broadly, contraceptives are safe. They have, been around for ages. It's really similar to a lot of the fear-mongering we saw around, like, puberty blockers,
Hmm.
just something that's been, uh, utilized for decades and has shown to have such minimal side effects versus the benefits. It's really similar. They just start asking questions. I just, what, not enough people are talking about the harm here,
Yeah.
and so we're making sure that we know what questions they're asking, and making sure that we have those answers. And if that's your thing, if you are like me and you love to just at 2 a.m. you go down like a Wikipedia hole, you go down these rabbit holes finding information, we would love to have your help on the research team. You don't have to be an academic scholar, knowing how to research, writing academic papers. That's not what we're looking for here. We just are looking for some support in finding, making sure our fingers on the pulse, making sure we know what's up, and
Yeah.
what rhetoric they're using.
Well, yeah, it's because it can be really like, attention grabbing for them, right? Like, we were going through the Sydney Watson video the other night, and she's like, and then there was a study that showed a 20% increase in breast cancer among users of hormonal birth control. I'm like, wow, that's a shockingly large number. I need to look that up. And so I spent I spent like 5 to 10 minutes like going down this research rabbit hole, and finding out that the study that she's referencing, the lead author of it came out later and was like, well, a 20% increase of a very, very small number is still a very small number. So like it's not
Right.
like the net increase is like a 0.5% increase of risk.
Right.
So it's like it, it's the just asking questions, but it's like you said, it's the same tactic they use for spreading fear about puberty blockers or even vaccines. A lot of it is, oh, a shocking statistic. Look at this horrible thing that can happen to you, and it's like, well, any medication has side effects. Literally, not even every medication. Every decision you make has side effects on your body.
Yep.
So it's just we need more people to kind of come in to the research team and to be able to go down those rabbit holes and find like where's this conservative talking point coming from, and how has it been obviously manipulated to come to the anti contraceptive conclusion, because um it can be deceptive, and they can be very deceptive, and they can also lead people astray with like kind of that kernel of truth strategy. There's I mean, it's technically true, but like it doesn't actually have this horrific effect that they're trying to talk about. So if you want to get involved with that, you can use !protect in my chats, and you can get a link to join the research team for that. I'll be making, after this conversation, I'll be making a command in all of the chats, !letters, where you can then get access to the form to write letters to your representatives. Because we want to make sure that you guys can get involved in all of these different things. And I just want you all to know that like it actually really does make a difference. And as far as the research team goes, uh, they're putting together what is going to be a publicly facing document, right?
Yes, I believe so. I think we're starting with the document, wanting to host this on our wiki, and just making sure that this is available to everyone, because I truly believe that this is going to be, the next sort of debate that you're going to have to prepare for at the next family get together. We want to make sure you're going to Thanksgiving, you know what's up. We want to make sure that people who are talking about this online and combating these things, that we know um, all we need to know. We have it at our fingertips. We, aren't going to be caught off guard by some weird new study, um, and that we can combat that. Um, and beyond the research team, I've talked a little bit about, we have the letter writing campaign, we have um, doing a little bit of research, we have phone banking, but there's so many ways that you can get involved.
Mhm.
I saw someone earlier in chat saying, this is great. Everyone go do this except me. I don't live in the US. You can still help out. There's plenty of things to do in the server. We have so many great skills teams. So I oversee the recruitment team, and we send out, messages to people within our community to let them know what's going on, how people can get involved. And so, someone who maybe is a little bit nervous about phone banking, they'll join the recruitment team and they'll help us recruit 5 other people to go phone bank. Um, we have a great graphic design team who has been working on some amazing graphics for recruitment and getting more people into Progressive Victory, flyers and brochures, and also just for all our different projects that we're doing, making sure that we have amazing graphics that are explaining what's going on, making sure this information is easy for everyone to understand and process. Um, we have the welcome team. If you are just a social butterfly, you are living on Discord, that is your home. It's my home too. We have people that will welcome you when you come into the server and let you know all the different ways that you can get involved. If that's your jam, you love making new friends, come join the welcome team. And then we also have the state organizing program. So we have volunteers. That are leaders in all our different states. Actually, we have about half the states right now. So who knows? Maybe your state needs a state lead. You can come on in and get trained up. And they are identifying ways you can get involved locally. So, maybe these national projects seem a little daunting. You want to go out with some friends and knock on some doors. We're finding local opportunities for you to do that. And This is also a great opportunity if you're someone that has always wanted to get involved in politics, you would love to, but you don't know where to start. This is a place where you can gain some of those skills and learn about what all goes into organizing, get mentored by some people, who are political organizers professionally, make connections. We've had several different people who've gone on to be employed by their state Democratic Party or different campaigns. So if that's something that's always interested you, this is another opportunity to get a little bit of experience, get something to put on your resume. Um,
Exactly. Well,
and the
and
list goes on. I could go on, but there's just so many great opportunities.
well, and so like you don't have to pay for like if a volunteer is coming in, it's not like they have to pay for like a training class or anything, right?
No, this is fully free, and you know, this is information that it upsets me to think about how many people, young people, don't have access to or don't know where to start. I have always been interested in politics, and I'm Generation Z. I didn't know where to start. I got into PV. I learned from professional organizers, and now this is my career. And so this is all free, all volunteer. If you have ever had an interest in this, if you want to even just see if it's for you, get some of the training, gain a little bit of inside information into what goes into organizing, this is the place to do it.
Yeah, when I was at Netroots Nation, several of the people that I was working with and presenting with were people who came up through PV, just volunteers who came in one day and then kept showing up and got training, and here they are. Like they're fully fledged professionals. So like it seems to be the kind of thing where like you guys can join up and you guys can get training and gain skills that will translate either to like the political world or just to like a professional setting in general. obviously, we're pushing for political change, so maybe in the political world, preferably, but um, it is incredibly possible and probable because a lot of people who are coming in are younger folks, and you guys have a lot of energy that this space of organizing has been lacking in. We need people who are highly motivated. We need people who are able to show up consistently, and like that skill alone, like that one right there, being able to show up and like be there, will take you so far in political organizing. Um, and everything else kind
Truly.
of gets built around that.
I
Someone in chat wants to know, how do I sign up to do graphic design?
Yeah, when you join the server, there should be a little questionnaire that'll ask you, about the different skills that you're interested in getting involved in, and they might direct you to the design team. We also have a welcome team that will likely reach out to you, and you can let them know, like, hey, I'm interested in graphic design. They'll likely, ping you in that channel, let you know where to go. And if you're wondering how to, join the server, how to get involved, just it's just progress.win. And you just fill out a little form. It will auto direct you to join our Discord server, and then you'll go through that welcome process. um, but it's super simple. We try to make it as easy as possible for everyone. um, and we have an amazing design lead control, and yeah, would love to have you part of the team.
Yeah.
um, but back to something that you said earlier, I 100% agree. Just and that's how I got to where I am, is just simply, if you put yourself in the vicinity of organizers and you are passionate, they will make you an organizer.
Uh huh.
It's inevitable. So,
Well, and you mentioned something earlier about like, you know, going out with friends and like it being more of like a fun communal activity. I think a lot of people who wind up doing organizing stick with it because they find like that it's fun. You know, volunteering for this stuff is fun. So many of the people that I've worked with are like, yeah, we knocked some doors, or we did some organizing, and then we went back to our room and played Super Smash Brothers. Like that, and had some pizza, and like that's, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a really good time to me. And it is.
right.
One of the reasons a
And
lot of people stick with it is that it's fun. Sorry.
right. No, you're good. A lot of our states also just have like social get-togethers. So if you're a little bit nervous to go straight into knocking on doors, there is, game nights. People will meet up in person, just go get pizza. Like, there's a lot of social activities and things. And also, I should say, if you ever do want to jump into um, making calls, phone banking, or knocking on doors and canvassing, we make sure that you are fully trained before you do any of that. We're not just like, here's your script, have some fun, here's some numbers. Like, we give you a full training. There are organizers there throughout the entire event to make sure that if you have any questions, they are fully answered. So, we're not throwing you to the wolves either way. But there's a lot of social opportunities too. If you just want to like come in and make some friends, I have made some amazing friends through Progressive Victory. I met my partner through Progressive Victory. It's a great space.
Yeah, it really is. And again, this is the kind of thing where if you're joining, say, for graphic design, right? You always have the opportunity to jump into a different part of kind of the volunteer effort. You can jump from graphic design into knocking doors, which is my understanding. And like, this isn't isolated to just this one campaign, right? Like, part of the goal is to make Progressive Victory and uh, what we're building here something that can roll forward into the future for, I've worked with Progressive Victory now for the midterms, through the Wisconsin State Supreme Court race, and now we're working together on this contraception project. And this is something where people who joined during the midterms are still with us for this project too. And so
Yeah.
I think there's a little something coming up next year. I don't know. Maybe be useful to join up now and
Oh
build your
yeah.
skills.
Oh yeah, there is another election next year, isn't there? No, but yeah, I there certainly we are all gearing up for 2024 for the primaries in 2024. Um, but I think something that is so great about progressive victory and something that we have seen, conservatives, they don't sleep year round. They're on this year round. They're putting money into these different campaigns and they're trying to in an off season sneakily, with the Ohio race, trying to just sneak one in there, sneak one past you.
I was going to ask
Um,
about your thoughts on that race, but yeah.
Oh my goodness. I I'm so happy, but it's wild that it went that way, that they and we'll get into that. But
Yeah,
I
sorry.
no, you're good. But something that I love about Progressive Victory is that we are year round, that there is no off season because there's always a race. There's always something that we can be organizing towards, and when there's not, there's different things that are going on in our community to get involved with. And different ways that we can support one another. That Virginia race that I mentioned earlier, that was after the 2020 midterms. That was in, January of this year. A lot of people turn their brain off. They're like, I did my politics. I'll see you in 2 years. Goodbye. Or a lot of other people, it's like, I'll see you in four. I did my vote for the president. I'm good. But there's so much work to be done. And there's so many small races where we're making the most impact. Uh, you know, when it's not super popular to be engaged or talking about politics. So, certainly I would get involved because primary season is coming up. It's going to be super fun, but also because the work never stops. There's always something to be working on. Um, but Ohio,
Yes. Please tell me your thoughts. Because my understanding, I didn't follow the race super closely, but my understanding was that it was a major upset, and like the amount of money the GOP kind of poured into that race was colossal, and that the fact that it was so defeated so soundly is uh, still, I think, going to send some shockwaves through politics for a bit.
absolutely. Um, so that race was just wild. A little bit of background. This was, there is a citizen-led, initiative that is going to be on the ballot this November, and it is similar to what we saw in Kansas, similar to what we've seen in other states. They are trying to protect and codify, abortion rights. So, this was to sort of invalidate that, to make it way harder for citizens, for the people of Ohio to come forward and say, this is what we want. We're putting it on the ballot. We're all going to vote. 50% plus one vote, you win. They were like, nah, it's a little too easy. We got to make it a little harder for y'all. So it was, instead of a 50% majority, 60%. So you got to get
Mm-hmm.
60% of the vote plus one. On top of that, currently, if you want to put forward a citizen-led initiative, out of, I think there's like 88 counties, you got to get 44. You got to get signatures from 44. That would make it all 88.
Yep.
You got to get every little tiny rural bit of Ohio. Everyone has this. You have to get uh, a percentage.
Yeah.
And then
It literally was like doubling the amount of work you would need to get something on the ballot in the first place, while also making it so much harder to actually pass anything to amend it. And to kind of give additional perspective, if the 60% threshold had been in effect for issue one already, issue one would not have passed, or would not have been voted down. Is my understanding. Wait, is
it,
that am I getting it reversed? I might be getting it reversed.
let's
My,
double triple check.
yeah, I thought it. I
Don't
thought it.
lose.
I thought it was voted down 59 to 41, like in the 59%.
That sounds correct. Let's go with that. But
Okay.
just that sort of shows you like how difficult it is to pass that mark of 60% plus one.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, it's anti-democratic in that the you know the 40%, the naysayers, their votes are counting more than those in the 60%. And why is
Hmm.
that? It's, should simply be majority rule. Um, on top of that, it did away with, there's a grace period when you're putting forward signatures to say, we've got this many signatures, we want to put this on the ballot. There's a grace period of like, oh, we found an issue with this signature, we found one with this one, of like 10 days to make sure that, you can get other people to go forward and sign to replace any bad signatures. Did away with that. You've got to have it right on the first try. Um, and so, just all these different measures that would make it almost impossible for a citizen to come forward and put something on the ballot, which I truly think is just anti-democratic at its core to stop the citizens from deciding what they want to vote on, what they want to be the law of their land. So, very happy that it was decisively struck down. Um, in spite of a lot of money from Republicans being poured into this race, a lot of fear mongering around what this meant. Um, and there were a lot of groups, including Progressive Victory, making calls, phone banking about this, getting people out, because it's August in an off year,
Hmm.
which incidentally, they ruled that they weren't going to do elections in August, and then the Republicans were like, actually, now that we want to, we're gonna roll it back on that one. Gonna do a little quick election real quick here in August. But yeah, I'm so happy that that has been decisively marked down, and I think that truly it is a product of and a result of people coming together and um, calling, making people aware, making sure people knew um, what really was on the ballot, what really was at stake.
Yeah.
Um, and especially in the final 4 days before the actual election, Republicans they threw in their final wild card, which was to change polling places. So there was a mad dash there to make sure that people knew where to go to cast their ballot.
Yeah.
Um, but couldn't stop us.
Hell yeah. And like to kind of relate this back to contraception, like there was a lot of talk in Ohio about contraception because there were local Democratic state level politicians talking about how, well, if issue one passes, this again opens the door for them to come after contraceptions. And uh, we showed an ad on in I believe 2 videos ago that showed like a couple in bed and they're getting a bit hot and heavy, and then like a GOP politician steps into the room and is just like, nope, you can't have that condom. And that actually became an issue of debate, I understand, in Ohio, where the LaRose, who is, I believe, the one of the main pushers of this legislation, and the Ohio Secretary of State, um, essentially was like, "Oh, this is slanderous lies. This ad is just full of lies. We're not trying to take away non-abortion contraceptives." And when asked for clarification on what exactly that meant, just radio silence from him in his office. And no reasonable person is talking about banning it. But like, again, you have to pay attention to the language that they use around this, because there are many conservatives who like call anything that intervenes in conceiving an act of abortion. And so there's a lot of people who for whom that would include most methods of abortion, or not most methods of contraception. And the even in the state itself, I looked up this quote for our conversation, so I hope I'm glad I get a chance to use it. But there was an Ohio representative named Gene Schmidt, who said that and rape was ugly, but an opportunity for women, uh, and that she would consider a contraception ban. Like this is the level of like brain rot we have to combat, because that's kind of like the ultimate conclusion, right? That's the end of the road for a lot of this. Well, abortion is just, or not, I keep saying abortion. Contraception is just so dangerous for women. It's just so dangerous. We need to really protect the women from this dangerous scourge. And uh and it
The
just
dainty
leads.
women, they must be protected.
Exactly. It does kind of come down to that. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's that's absolutely wild. I and it's this we're seeing this isn't from, pundits. This isn't from your uncle at Thanksgiving. This is from elected officials.
hmm
So we really are like fighting a battle here against these talking points, against these misconstrued studies and just twisted, facts. Um, and so any help that we can get in this research effort is greatly appreciated, because craziness like this, these wild quotes, are ever present. They are nonstop.
and
Wait,
people need to know about them, because like if you aren't hearing about kind of this kind of simmering groundswell of conservative media and politicians kind of catering towards this fringe group of their base, you just kind of go along with your life and you don't hear about it, but it is steadily increasing. um and I think that the wiki that we're putting together with Progressive Victory for this contraception campaign is going to be something that can help potentially a lot of people, not just like with spreading like awareness of these campaigns, but like spreading like information about what is legal right now, even when it comes to contraception.
yeah,
I was reading about Catherine Cortez Masto from Nevada introducing a bill called the Affordability is Access Act, which basically helps women and helps people afford over the counter birth control without a prescription. And uh, in this piece that I was reading, one of the executive directors for Planned Parenthood in Nevada, or Planned Parenthood Votes Nevada, talked about how a lot of their clinics are seeing an increase of people who are scared or confused about laws because they're coming in from out of state. And you know that's another really important reason we need people to build out this resource, because a lot of people have these questions and they don't necessarily know where to go to get those answers, especially with kind of
yeah,
this rise of deliberate fact bending and misinformation.
yeah. It's a really scary time. You know, and I say that as someone that is in the deep south, in a state that you know, abortion is illegal. Um, it is just it's such a crazy time to navigate this space and to navigate these conversations. I think that it's understandable. A lot of people, I have a lot of empathy for people that are hearing these things from their elected officials. They're hearing this from, the people that are supposed to represent them. They're hearing these, twisting of the facts and bending of the truth, and it can be so confusing and difficult to really understand what is the bottom line, where do I stand, what is okay, and how do I access care.
Yeah,
um, and so having this resource that combats this misinformation, that, you know in plain English, in words that we can all understand, states what's happening, what's going on, and, you know what we have access to, but then also how we can expand that access, how we can fight to better this situation, to,
Hmm.
clear some of the muddy waters. Um,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's amazing that we can all be a part of this.
100%. And like when it comes to like issues of access in particular, um, one of the things like just being involved with Progressive Victory and like working on this with you guys, I've been I do try to do background research on this stuff, and it's actually incredible how we think of the United States. Oh, everyone has access to contraception, and the reality is, there was just a recent Scientific American article where I was introduced to the term contraceptive deserts. They're the It's a very similar concept to food deserts, where based on like socioeconomic status, there will be places in the United States where you just don't have access to contraception, or the ability to access contraception involves multiple hurdles. Like, there's a difference between contraception use in places where they keep contraception behind like glass or like protective layers, and places where it's just out. And there's a difference between how many people have access to contraception based on like their local pharmacy hours. And local pharmacy hours are often dictated by the socioeconomic status of where the pharmacy is located. And it's really, really interesting, and how that then affects which populations have easier access to contraception, and how these contraceptive deserts have disproportionate effects on Black and Brown communities. And so it's been very interesting learning about all this stuff. And you can volunteer your time to learn about interesting and cool stuff that will help you broaden your worldview, by using exclamation point protect in chat, and getting links to www.protectcontraceptives.com. I would just encourage you guys to get involved in this, because you can learn so many interesting things while also working to further a good cause and build up a resource for other people who might be coming to that resource scared and confused.
Absolutely. And just to plug this once more, with like 3 clicks and like a couple pieces of information, you can send a letter to your representatives and tell them, hey, I'm not a fan of this. Let's cut it out. Progress.win/letters with an S. And I can go ahead and put that in chat. But it is just one simple, couple minutes out of your day that, if we as a collective go forward and take these actions, we can really make a difference. And if you are interested in joining Progressive Victory, we are here year round. We don't stop. There is no off season here. Progress.win. Come join the Discord. We have something for everyone. If phone banking isn't your thing, anxious on the phone, um, one, I'll say I'm very anxious on the phone, but phone banking has been very good exposure therapy to me, for me to like get used to that, to be comfortable enough to now come on streams and talk to people. Um, so it's a great opportunity. But if that's fully just not in your realm, in your wheelhouse, there's a million other ways for you to get involved, a million different teams. There's a space for everyone here. So if you're interested, progress.win. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely. And it's been lovely to have you on here, Cam. Do you have any closing thoughts beyond that?
Uh, no, yeah, I hope to see some of y'all around the Discord. I am there. You can ping me, you could DM me. I'm here. Um, and yeah, I want to say thank you so much for having me on again and for this awesome conversation. Just sort of recapping what we've been working on and where we're heading. And I'm
Ab-
really excited to see where this goes.
Absolutely, me too. It's been wild watching Progressive Victory grow and become like, even like just every new thing that we work together on. Progressive Victory is just getting bigger and better, and it's really cool to be a part of it. And just want to say thank you so much for making time to come on stream. And also, I can tell you guys, the audience, with 100% certainty, everyone at Progressive Victory, everyone who works there, everyone who is doing trainings, is cool as hell. They're nice. They're not gonna bite. They're very welcoming, and it's probably one of the best opportunities you guys have available to you that is completely free, and you get to help people at the same time. So absolutely, I would 110,000% recommend getting involved. And thank you
Yeah,
so much, Cam.
absolutely. I'm actually gonna spend a lot of the evening in VCs, so if anyone wants to hop in, join the Discord, come chat, I'll be around. Would love to chat with y'all. Would love to get more people involved. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great rest of the evening.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
I like Cam. They're great. They are great. And you know what? Like, Progressive Victory, very trans-friendly organization. I know that there are a lot of trans people who volunteer on the volunteer team. Um, you know, and again, I'm a trans person. I fully endorse what they do and how they treat people. So again, if you need any, if you're hesitant at all, if you're hesitant at all, please feel free to reach out to me or ask questions in chat. I'm really happy to like encourage you to do this. And on top of that, I'm sure that if you join the Discord and you have any questions, Progressive Victory folks will like fall over themselves to like try and help you and like be a friendly face for you. Guarantee you guys, if you join, you'll be in good hands. And Cam Bam is Cam. We just gotta we have a filter on Twitch chat. I'm sorry, Cam. But for future reference, if you go over to riverboat.gg, you can post links freely over there. We had to enact a filter on Twitch chat because too many weirdos were coming in and posting links to not good places. That just such a great conversation. You know, we got the trans ladies, we got the trans men, we got the NBs over at Progressive Victory. You know, honestly, we probably need to boost our cisgender membership over there. But yeah, 10 out of 10 conversation. That's all of my conversations with Progressive Victory folks. Both behind the scenes and in front of the camera. I really enjoy. I really enjoy just interacting with them. Can confirm, best conversation person. True, Shiloh K. Also, hi everybody. How we doing? We've been going for about an hour and a half. That was a really great conversation. Cam and I talked for almost an hour. That was great. Hopefully I didn't dominate the conversation. I had a lot of information in my brain from like going over contraception stuff the other day, and it was nice to be able to pull it out. Good convo, and I just had a great game. Hell yeah, win B. Felt like an even split. Nailed it then. Nah, you both did great. Really good convo. I feel good about it. And yes, Erica, I will click on that link in a moment, but just kind of wanna like see where you guys are at. You know, I will be part of the CIS membership. Hell yeah, Kairyu. And yeah, again, like, even if you're not in the United States, you can volunteer with Progressive Victory. You can get training. There are going to be some limitations on what you might be able to do or contribute, but again, people from Progressive Victory will make that clear and help you out in whatever way they can. I've been working with Progressive Victory since 2021. It literally years now, and it's been really, really great to just see how far they've come. So yeah. Or I might have even been working with I might have been working with Progressive Victory before it was formally Progressive Victory. Um, so yeah, it's been really cool to see them grow, and I'm just glad I get to be a part of it, to tell you guys about it and get you involved. No worries at all. Just wanted to make sure you see it. Okay, got you. Um, Also, Shiloh K, thank you very much for being here. And goodness, Quoth the Betrayer. I've read those books. Thank you very much for being here too. I like your username. Um, oh, it looks like we had some weirdos in chat. Did we have some people who needed to get banned? Ah, look. You know, it's funny that Rock 407 came in to weirdly talk about and I'm going to quote, under a right-wing president, why can't you be the guy who got shot by the feds? Just curious. So in case you didn't know this, that happened under a right-wing president. Donald Trump actually like killed a guy extrajudicially using police. Basically gave a kill order on the guy. So what you're talking about did happen in a far more direct way. We'll be talking about yeah, he used the U.S. Marshals. We'll actually be talking about during our Hogwatch segment. We'll be talking about the guy who the FBI killed, and we'll be talking. Was it justified? Was it not? Who can say? Wait, was that the Antifa thing? Yeah, it's a Roro. There was like the guy who was deemed like Antifa, who allegedly shot a guy and killed him at like during like a Black Lives Matter protest, I think. And then U.S. Marshals just showed up at his house and just like massacred him. Yeah, it was basically 4-star GTA. It was so fucked and the media dropped it really quickly. Yeah. Okay, I forgot that Trump did that, to be honest. Like, honestly, the thing about Donald Trump is he does so much shady shit that, like, some of it just gets buried. Like, remember when he was trying to mobilize the military to, like, black bag protesters? Like, he got ICE to, like, drive around in vans and just abduct protesters off the streets? Like that's a thing that happened. That's fucking nuts. Sorry, don't ban me, mommy. It's okay. I'm not banning you. It was, oh yeah, border tactical. Yeah. Because technically the border patrol tactical units can operate within like 100 miles of any land or sea border. Yeah. Yeah, people forget that Jared Kushner was literally selling visas to the Chinese. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ivanka was also selling like access to the government to Chinese officials too, in exchange for patents or trademarks in China. Yeah, yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, basically border patrol can operate like almost anywhere in the United States. It's wild. All right. Excellent. Now, folks, I've been streaming for about an hour and a half. If you guys have been enjoying today's stream, consider dropping some subs or donos, because that is actually what allows me to live and continue to make content. And I certainly would appreciate the ability to do both those things. And if you do feel like dropping some subs or donos, consider doing it over on riverboat.gg. And also, hit the follow button on Twitch, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, hit the like button on the stream, and consider sharing the stream on social media, because, frankly, let's get some more people in here, you know? Always enjoy your streams, Jack. I'm doing my best over here. If we did have questions about Progressive Victory later, what's the best way to ask you? If you have them now or while I'm live, just ask me directly. And if you have questions you'd like to have answered, let me take a look real quick here. You can also we actually have members of Progressive Victory. We have a special role in the Discord server for Progressive Victory mods. So there's one Progressive Victory member named Joker Roker. His name's Jay. You can @ him in the Discord if I'm not responding right away. And otherwise, you can @ me in the Discord as well, and I'll try and answer your questions. Yeah, but yeah, we have a Progressive Victory presence in the Discord. We actually have a channel in the Discord dedicated to Progressive Victory. You can go there, ask a question at Joker Roker, and he'll get back to you. Or I'll get back to you. Add us both, preferably, if you go that route. Let's see. Also, I heard that it's Friday. Is that true? Is it Friday? Is it Friday?
Mufasa, you know we finally here, right?
Well,
Must be
Friday. Then it's
Saturday. Clarice, love of my life. You look extra pretty today too, and I love you so much. That video is a jam. Erica likes us to play it every Friday, and, you know, I probably get the MCA slapped for it on every stream that I play it, but you know what? That's fine. Yeah, you all, if any of you is mean to Clarice Marie, I will ban you immediately. Sorry? No, you don't have to be sorry. So cute and wholesome. Yeah. Also, Shiloh K and Freaky Deaky, thank you both for the follows. I really appreciate it. Especially as we are nearing 10K over on Twitch. It'd be real cool to hit that number.
It's Friday again. Then Saturday, Sunday what? It's Friday again. Go BWA. Go BWA. Go BWA. Go BWA.
Thank you so much for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs, Paladin Lost. Hell yeah! Getting that BWA energy out there. Boahage! Boahage! How could anyone be mean to a cute couple like Clarice and Jack? Exactly, Fox of Fate. They'd have to be monsters. We're adorable together. Also, I need to turn on my alerts again. There we go. OMG, I think my sub runs out in 2 hours. Better make the most of it. Better make the most of it. Boahage. Oh my god, look at you guys go comboing in chat. Oh my god. Is someone gaming the system? That was a lot of BWAs. Fuck! Hey, Sabrina, Star Knight. I didn't mean to break that combo. I don't think you broke the combo. Um, my previous message was the same, so I couldn't be in. Oh, I'm sorry. But yes, I'll be making a command. Yeah, I can make a command right now. Let me reopen. There we go. I'm gonna make a command in every chat. Exclamation point letters. Let's go. I did it! Alright, I did it, chat. We have indeed. We have indeed implemented the exclamation point letters command. There you go. Any of you want to access the letter writing campaign, just use exclamation point letters, and you'll get a link that goes directly to that. And I highly, highly encourage you all, please fill it out. It's super quick, super easy, and it shows both that we can organize our community, it shows that we have a dedicated community, and it shows that we can indeed make a difference. So let's get out there. I'd like to see every single one of you do this. It's free to you guys, and it I think does actually make a difference. So Get out there, use that link, and get involved, okay?